Awesome. Well, I thought quick I'd like, share my screen and show you guys my results from ads lately so you can see exactly what I'm doing and then answer any questions and then
Sweet.
kind of go from there. 'Cause-
Yeah.
Yeah, so start with Facebook quick. Sorry, you have to excuse me. I'm getting over pneumonia, so I'm going to probably cough
Ooh.
and just nothing I can do about it. But all right, so I've got for the month of January so far, I've got so I keep trying different ads, right? And most of the time what happens is they work for a little bit and then they stop working and I need a new one, right? But every once in a while I get one that gets a lot of comments and it really sticks. But for right now, my best performing ad is this video ad. It's $26 a lead, which is pretty incredible. But just to kind of give some context to here, I got video two fell on its face. I got, sure, this is kind of, so when you start an ad, for instance, at $20.68, right? Maybe it's going to start producing ad leads at like $25 a piece, right? Because I didn't spend very much. I just spent 20 bucks. But you see, I already have it turned off. And the reason is I've got a bad quality rating. My engagement's below average. I can already tell like this is just not it's not going to produce. It hasn't produced a lead yet. And the cost per here, if I go all the way to the side, this cost per click I want to live around $5. This is at 10 and it's probably just going to keep getting worse because it has bad rankings. So I spent 20 bucks on it and I killed it off. This video one worked out pretty good. I like to always have two videos going to see which ones, see if I can outperform it. So just this morning I added a video three, and so I don't know how that's working yet. But let me show you quick this video one that's bringing in the cheap leads. Um, so I think I can even play it. Let's see. There we go.
Sell your house for the highest price guaranteed. Don't just sell your house with a realtor and settle for what the market will bring. Instead, let us
So
fix and flip your house with our money. You can sell your house in any condition.
there, I'll keep playing it here in a sec. But basically, I can get any face to say anything I want. So I can pick a script and I can pick what the person looks like and I can pick their tone. So using AI, you get the perfect actor to say the perfect thing and then throw all the right words and images all over the page while it's doing it.
And get top of the market.
Yeah, this is what's been converting well for me.
Keep all the extra money. We'll even guarantee the back end sales price. So we are going to take all the risk. You get all the reward. We do all the work. We front all the money. You walk away with all the extra cash in your pocket. Click the button below, enter your address, and we will get you a preliminary offer on your house today.
All right, so you get the idea. But um, the crux of this is I spend a lot on AI to create the videos, and not all of them hit. And so my bigger picture idea here is if I test a bunch of videos, find the ones that work, give those to the paid members, and then I can help offset my AI costs by having a group, and we can all kind of get a better deal in numbers, right? From um, testing out videos that work and then just sharing them. So all the videos I have, um, they don't have Denver property flip in them, like in the video, so that someone else could use the same video and put it into their business and get a similar result. But I also wanted to point this out. We get a calculator. This is what's so cool about video ads, right? If I go, I've got 12 clicks and I got two leads. Here, come on, let me scroll. If I go over here, two leads in 12 clicks, right? And so that's like a 16% uh, conversion rate on my website.
That's
That's
huge.
not normal. That's through the roof awesome. But what is normal is getting this kind of conversion rate off of these video ads I've been making. So if I go to my carrot page here, this is the stats on my carrot page. overall, I'm getting like 5.6%, which is, also really, really good. Um, but the reason I'm averaging 5.6, even though I'm only paying, I'm 16.6 on Facebook, but overall I'm averaging 5.6. If I go to Google Ads, so this DPF PPC, this Google Ad account is the same thing I show everyone how to build in the Google course in the school group. This other one, this Leads Performance Max, is something I've been playing around with, and my results have been all across the board. I'm still learning. I don't feel like I know enough about this to try to, teach it or tell anyone they should be doing it. But this top one, I've been doing it a lot, and I've had pretty good results. So see if I'm scrolled all the way over. That's why. Let me get here we go. So I'm at $83.93 a lead for this year, but I want you to show that's kind of high. Like it's been up, which every year this time of year that kind of happens because people have their New Year resolution and they just like try to do ads. So if I just look at the last half of last year, here before we hit New Year's, I'm at $35.28 a lead. So I changed absolutely nothing. It's just the time of year. There's more competition. So the cost goes up. But even $86 a lead is pretty awesome off of Google because I think these are people that want to sell their house. Like they went to Google and typed in sell my house fast or something like that. But I wanted to show you if we look at clicks, I had 200 clicks. Wish I had this information closer to each other, but 200 clicks resulted in uh where's the leads?
It was right next
Just
to it, I
over
thought.
6, right? So if we go 6 divided by 200,
3%.
3%, right? And 3% is pretty good for like that's a good website. Gets a 3% conversion rate. But the reason mine is showing 5.6 and I'm averaging the 3% and the 5.6 is what I'm getting terrible conversion rate is here, this one I've been playing around with. So I got 9 leads and they're low quality leads compared to the ones I'm getting everywhere else. But that's out of 483 clicks. So 1.8% conversion. And I don't think that's because I have a bad website, because everything else is getting great conversion. I just think I haven't dialed this in enough yet. But that's that's what I'm up to. That's my two lead sources, just Facebook and Google. Sending them just to this website. Uh, the the reason the website converts is the testimonial videos all over the place on every page. For paid members, I'll make this site but with your logo and I'll rearrange the words so it's not, an exact replica, but you'll have me plastered all over your website with the testimonial videos, which is better than nothing until you have your own testimonial videos and then you can swap it out. And the cost of, sorry, I won't keep pitching my thing. I promise I'll get off of it. But the cost of membership at $297 a month or 2,500 a year includes your Carrot site. So if you were to go get your own website off Carrot, it wouldn't have the videos on it. You're going to pay over $100 a month and you're not going to get the AI video ads to use either. So I think it's a reasonable cost and a good situation for anybody who's a realtor and has some ad money that they can spend. But
What do you think, Eric, is what is your ad spend? What would you be instead of all the experimenting? What would you typically say your ad spend on Google Ads is running?
so on Google Ads,
I'm new to this side of it.
all
So
right.
I'm about to jump in, quite honestly. I was thrilled to see what you put up there. And so I'm hoping to get my new site up here in the next few days. And then I want to start looking at the Google Ads because, of course, I need to have all that. I'd like to have all that tracking in on the website as well.
So I'm about to change this, but right now I'm spending most of my money on Google Ads. And the reason I've got this at $40 a day for both is I've found that if I increase my budget much over $40 a day, my cost per lead starts going way up. And I think that's because there's only so many people in Denver. So, and I think this number is market specific too. So where you're at, John, $40 might not be the number. Maybe it's $30 or maybe it's $50, right? But if you spend too much, Google's going to keep telling you spend more, right? You're limited by budget. And everything if I go to recommendations, it's going to tell me like number one recommendation, spend more money, right? Uh, anyway, I don't want to get into it too much. But anyway, they're always telling you spend more money. That's not what you do. From experience, if you do spend more money, you just pay more. Yeah, you get more leads, but your cost per lead is going to go up. So that's where I'm at here. Uh, my ad spend on Facebook can be quite a bit higher than it is. Like I'm only at 30, I want to say. So it's at the ad set level. So you have I have a few campaigns. So within the campaign, I have ad sets. And actually, this is actually worth showing you quick too. Look, I have my retargeting campaign. This is really killing it. $26 a lead, which I think is awesome. But then again, I got this campaign that's at 105, and I'm not spending, started choking that one off. But anyway, I'm spending $30 a day. Yeah, here we go. $30 a day on Facebook, but this number can go up from here. I think everyone's situation is different. If you're looking for what's the minimum I can spend, that you don't get punished for that, except for that if you were doing what I'm doing and creating videos and then testing them to find out which one works better, and you have a really low budget, it's going to take you a long time to figure out, just to get it optimized. But if you're using the stuff I've already proved out that works best, and you start with a low budget, there's no penalty to having a low budget besides waiting longer for if leads are $25 a piece and your budget's $10, you're probably going to have to wait 2.5 days on average to get a lead. Where you get punished is when you get your budget too high. Then you start to pay more. But I think I could be up around 50 here without having a problem. But I feel like I could do better than this video still. And so I've got a few different iterations I want to test at this budget. And then when I'm like, all right, I feel like I really got a great one here, then I'm going to probably crank it up to 50.
So that was, were you saying 40 on your AdWords?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right, I just want to make sure. So yeah, no, that seems reasonable. I mean, what would you recommend, starting off? Throw it out there at 20, 30, or 40?
Yeah. I think it has to do with your situation money wise, right? Well, you know what? I would start off at 20 because we don't know with certainty that my exact strategy in your market is going to work the same as it does in this market. So I'd get it up and running, put it at $20 a day, and then I'd let it roll for a good like 5 days, throw $100 into it, and then evaluate where you're at. And I wouldn't get too excited on the plus, either way in that first 5 days, because like in one day you can have like just shit days where the leads are real expensive, and then you have the next day where like they're really cheap, and neither one of those days are representative of what you can
All right,
expect.
sorry
But
about that. Shush.
if you really want a good idea, overspend $100 and see where it's gonna do, I would do that from like a Thursday to a Monday.
I was going to ask you that days of the week, I would assume definitely are different. So, okay, that's good. So Thursday through, what'd you say, Sunday?
Through Monday. And so Tuesday and Wednesday would be the two that I wouldn't. Yeah, I'd say that Tuesday and Wednesdays are the most bland. You probably have the worst results over those 2 days if you're going to pick a 5 day sampling.
Right, right. No, that's good to know. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'll be curious to see how it does work in the in our market. And then
Yeah.
your website, what's your you may have been showing us here a minute ago. I was trying to keep up with you. So your conversion rate, because to me that's a big deal. I didn't feel my conversion rate was doing well on my site, so that's why I'm revamping it.
Yeah.
So from the people that visit, and I'm sure it's also again the quality of who's coming. So that is that what you were showing your AdWords versus your Facebook and
Yeah. So I did the math on this conversion, which was 5.6. And then I went over to Facebook and did the math from their data, which showed me a 16.6% conversion rate. And then I went over to Google and I'm at 5 point something, I forget the exact number for the the AdWords account, the search campaign. And then for the new one I've been messing with, I'm down at like I think it was 2% or 1.5 or something like that. So
but so you're talking about that's the clicks to come to your website, and then once they're here, then you're obviously you're 15. So you're
yeah.
overall though, when they get here, I see what you're saying. Okay, so the quality of leads seem to be better on which platform when they get over here?
Uh, Facebook video ads,
Okay, all right.
right? But if let's go back to Facebook. This is worth looking at too. So this was I let this go way too long. I had a lot going on and I forgot about it and I should have turned it off way before it got to 110. But this video image, it started off really good and then it kind of fizzled out. But I had 20 clicks and oh, 0 leads for this period. Oh, 1 lead. So 20 clicks, 1 lead. I think that's 5%.
Yeah, it's not bad.
Yeah, 5%. But the video ads are where you get the higher percent. And it kind of makes sense too, because if someone's gonna sit through a 40-second video and then go to your website, they're more invested than someone that just saw some words or an image and clicked. So I feel by the time they get to your website, they're a little more committed to looking at what's there. So
Now, are you retargeting on Facebook or just on your Google?
I'm not retargeting on Google
Okay.
at
There you
all anymore. Had I had a retargeting campaign at one point. I turned it off because it just isn't performing very well. But retargeting on Google is like banner ads and stuff because you can't really retarget a search uh, search as an incoming.
Mm-hmm.
But here on Facebook, I'm retargeting, and this is just a very simple ad that has worked better than so full disclosure, I haven't tried the video ads in my retargeting yet. And I need to do that. But I've got this ad that's just always worked really good. I've been using it for years on my retargeting. Uh, it's just the simplest thing you've ever seen. A picture looking down a street with this Cellular Colorado property sign on it, and it's worked good for retargeting. I have a feeling if I put some video ads in here, it would blow it out of the water. Like I probably would get much better results even. But one thing at a time, right? The AI video ads are newer to me, and so I'm getting it dialed in on the cold traffic, and then I'll get it dialed in on the retargeting too. But this, I thought I'd show you this too. There's an ad that I've so right now this ad cold traffic conversion, so $105 a lead, which is way higher, right, than some of the other stuff. But prior to being able to make YouTube video ads, that one, um, I thought I had it open here. One sec. Let me find this folder. Video. Here we go. Okay. So this ad has done pretty good, but more recently, not so good. It just keeps kind of trailing off, down, down, down. But it was a video I made with Clipman,
Sell your house for the highest price,
Right.
guaranteed.
and it's just me talking into the camera. But this script, I've tested all kinds of scripts, like 20 different good scripts, and this script is the best script. So the same script I'm using in this video, see now it's gone again. I don't know. Here we go. I use that same script. You'll notice in, for instance, this one.
Sell your house for the highest price, guaranteed. Don't just sell your house with a realtor and
You get the gist. I have the script down that works really well. And now it's just a matter of what are the best actors I can put and that convert the best with the best voice.
Interesting.
Yeah, this one. Yeah, so this one I was surprised didn't. So also I found through a bunch of videos, other videos, if I have a attractive female with some cleavage at the start of the video, it really helps. Like which isn't that surprising, right?
Don't just sell your house with a realtor and sell
But
it for what the market will
She
bring.
talks too slow.
Let us fix and flip your house with our money.
Yeah.
Sell your house in any condition and get top of the market price.
It's just too flat, right? So it's the combination of attractiveness and assertiveness in the voice that seems to be doing this the best. And what I for this group to bring in leads to this group, I made this I thought was interesting. The problem is I'm sick right now, and I just couldn't I didn't take the time to train this thing correctly. But this is AI me.
Boost your real estate success with AI-driven seller leads. Transform your strategy instantly. Unlock new possibilities with a free quick course on using AI to generate low cost.
So not terrible, but I feel like this isn't good enough. You can tell it's AI. People see through it. When I get AI me dialed in, I bet what converts the best overall is the high energy AI attractive woman combined with AI me in different portions of the video. And the only reason it's not because think I'm like attractive or good at selling or anything like that. It's just I'm on the testimonial videos when they get to the website. So if there's a little bit of me on the video, then it's all more congruent. When they get to the website, it's more of me, and I think it'll help conversion.
Makes sense.
Yeah. Oh, see if I can stop my.
I was even going to ask you that. Is there a reason you're not just doing your own videos? I mean, you have a lot of videos out there, so I was surprised that I guess AI at the end of the day is going to be better once you get it dialed in, though.
Yeah, if I can get a really good version of AI me, here, let me get off a screen share if I figure this out. Wow. Weird. The option to stop the screen share is
When I do that, it's on my other screen. It's
there.
usually on.
There we go.
All right.
Yeah, it's on the other screen. But so if it's AI me, I can write a script and in comfort and then just say, all right, say this, AI me, and AI me just says it perfectly. And I can even go back and change the inflection of words of like how to emphasize on this or this. And I can put myself over other images and just the amount of time and effort it takes to get yourself naturally saying something with the perfect inflection in the perfect setting and the amount of takes it is so much more time and effort and work than if you have an AI version of yourself and you literally just you put it in the script, you hit play, and you're like, I want you to emphasize this word more. So you can go back and like tweak it and you can get it like perfect.
Wow. Well, you're leveraging that new technology, which is awesome. And it's the dialing in. I agree with you because, both with phone calls and with videos, I mean, when I recognize it's I hate to say it, but I blow it off.
Yeah.
It's like, so I'm surprised that one young lady that looked so pretty, she looked very real.
Yeah.
I mean, that looked real. The other one that's doing well doesn't look as real to me.
Right.
But you're saying that one's doing well, so that's kind of crazy. Yeah.
And neither one of those are real people. That's the crazy
Yeah.
thing.
The first one you said not doing well though looks like a real person. I mean,
Yeah.
really look like a real person. So I'm surprised that one, and you're already picking up on just the speed or the force of the voice too. That's pretty impressive. So cool.
Yeah, it's like that listening to some of these big wigs and stuff talking about what works in video, and it's when someone talks, you immediately know that they know what they're talking about, right? And that happens in their inflection and their volume and their ease of the words that we can all sniff it out immediately, right? In everything
Right.
that we watch, like if someone's BS or not. And I think the difference between those two, yeah, you're right. The inflection of her voice was, you know, this is what we do, this is how we're gonna do it, this is why we're gonna do it. And it wasn't just like a script being read, you know. So that's interesting.
Yeah. Yeah. And you're right. Yeah. The other one seems like she's reading a script.
Yeah.
A super pretty girl reading a script. Oh,
Yep.
yeah.
And just to give you an idea off of mine, so I've been trying to test out YouTube ads for whatever it's worth, just to give some comparison. My conversion on my site is about a 1% conversion rate. So forget the other costs and all that stuff, which have been higher than what you're seeing there on Facebook and pay per click, which yeah, is what it is there. My conversion has been much lower.
And that's what's the traffic source?
YouTube ads.
Oh, right. Yeah. And that's normal. That is very typical. Like
Yeah.
I had the exact same results. Like YouTube ads, tons of volume. Like it was
Yep.
cheap ass clicks and just shit conversion.
Yep.
I don't think that's the website at all. That is
Yeah.
your
No,
leads.
I know it's not the website.
Yeah.
Right. So
So,
Yeah, that's the magic. I mean, it's getting the leads, but it's the quality of leads. So when they get there, they do convert. I mean, that's what's interesting with what you're doing. It's good to hear about the YouTube. I'm just now I've had a YouTube channel out there, but I'm really just now starting to leverage that and utilize that with my website as well. So
yeah.
yeah, I'm on the ground level, man, digging and scraping and putting it together.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think YouTube, I
Yeah.
think it's finally given me returns on the organic stuff, right? The living in Denver, the bigger search engine stuff. And I think it's a solidifier on my weekly email to have those video links. So people that don't want to talk to us salespeople, right? Um, but they'll watch you and they'll learn about the market, they'll learn about whatever. And so I think, more buyers, of course, on standard YouTube stuff versus just sellers in general. But I think it's one of those, it's like a billboard, right? If you
can I
got a
pause you
billboard
for one
every,
sec?
yeah,
John also, Alex has been doing YouTube videos for like 2.5 years now or something like that,
yeah,
consistently hitting it hard, and he's got like a few channels that are awesome. So if I had at any point that I have YouTube questions, Alex is my guy. But anyway,
Oh, that's good
well,
to
he
know.
definitely knows what he's talking about in that
yeah. So whatever questions you got on
way.
it, let me know. So I think it's great. It's like a retargeting type of ad, right? I kind of treat it like that because people will watch you for 8 hours before actually reaching out to you. And I think YouTube is phenomenal for that. But from the ad standpoint, yeah, I'm letting that beast go. I've spent a lot of dollars on it in 2024. The results are in, and yes, I made money, but it's more like a 300% ROI, 250% maybe. Uh, it's not getting me to that north of, 400 or 500% that I'm looking for.
And you mean YouTube video ads?
Yeah,
Right.
YouTube
Yeah.
video ads. Yep, totally. 100% YouTube videos, not
Ads.
retargeting, not going down the rabbit hole too far, just the front end cold traffic. Cost per view is great. Cost per click, about on par with what I'm seeing you get here, but conversion is a third or a quarter as
Right.
good as Google or even Facebook now that I'm seeing from you.
Yeah. I never thought there'd be a time where I thought Facebook is the highest quality leads, but that is what it's looking like right now. When you have really good video ads, it's pulling in the right people. So, yeah. Um, if I guess both of you have, yeah, you were both on the other call. So never, I was gonna say I'll give you free credits to if either of you are out of free credits or want to play around with that with getsellerleads.ai, tell me and I'll just anyone who comes to these meetings, and I'm gonna start doing once a week, I'm gonna just feed you free credits into the software in the back end for as long as you ever show up in these meetings. But
Sweet.
even if you don't use it for video ads, actually, I should show you. Did either of you, we didn't go over it last week, how to use, or maybe we did. Did we go over how to take an image from that software and then put it into Canva and
Yeah.
like put words on it and stuff?
Yeah, you went
Yeah.
over
Oh,
that. Yeah.
Yeah.
never
And
mind.
actually, I went out and got a little dose of Canva this week doing some other things. So it's a pretty powerful tool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Even if you just use it for like uh, posts on your Facebook wall, uh, you take that image and some of the text and copy paste it in quick and do that once a day or not even once a day, every few days. It's kind of cool. I mean, it gives you content.
Yeah.
How long have you been seeing your ads running before you have to change it up? Like, what's the time suck that you're seeing on a lot of the ads that you're running? Is it once a week? Is it every few days? Like how
So,
much time are you? And now, granted, I know you're testing at a much bigger rate than, either of us probably would. Um, but yeah, what kind of time, allotment are you seeing right now?
so you'll either get about like 3 to 4 days of good out of an ad, and then it starts to turn on you, or every once in a while, if you get one that gets people talking on it, which I haven't. I try to put, if it's an image ad, I try to make it controversial. Like, we're driving house prices up. Like, so, something that's gonna piss some people off. So they comment, like, I hate you, you house flippers, something like that. Any
Yeah.
comment is a good comment. So if you get one like that, where the reason it's doing well is they're showing it to a lot of people because Facebook loves engagement. Then its lifespan could be months like before it dies off. But if you get one that gets a bunch of comments, so it starts to take off and then the comments die, then it'll die off shortly after all the talk dies away.
Yeah. Okay. Good to
Yeah,
know.
Interesting. Yeah.
yeah. But I've had some that just don't die forever. And sometimes if it's a good one like that, just create a new ad, but it's the same ad, and you can get it to go again.
Sweet.
Is the
Yeah.
Facebook setup pretty straightforward?
Yes, yes,
Okay.
it's so what's not straightforward is the way some of the screens look. So in creating the lessons, so if the Facebook module in the school in this group in school group, it's mostly done. I just haven't done video 4, which is about making the content, but the first videos are just about the setup. But even in making those videos, the same page would look different on me, like from one take to the next take. Like they're moving shit around, which I point out in the videos. Like I'll show it to you in the video kind of as I'm going through it. So in that sense, it'll be a little bit different anytime you look at it because they're constantly changing all their interface. And then sometimes the get offer button is gone, like you get through everything and you get like the last thing you need to do. So I've learned now is just when I'm making a new ad, the very first thing I do is go down and see what my button options are. Because if get offer is not an option, then I just cancel it out and start over and try again till get offer. It seems to have a mind of its own with some of your button options. So that's the software itself is quirky, but the things you do to set it up are very simple. Like it's not a complicated deal. And you just go through it once, just like Google Ads. Like because after you get it up and running, now uh I'll show you all I have to do now. Let's see, share my screen quick. Go back to Meta. All right, so we'll go here. If I want to do video 4, I'm just going to click duplicate. And then I'm going to go in my duplicate and just change out the video, right? Like,
So you duplicate from the ads. So just to let you know, John, what he was looking at, they basically have it structured in 3 tiers. They have the campaign, which is like the general overview of what you're doing. Oh, I'm running a video ad. Then there's what ad set, which is like who are you advertising to, right? I'm advertising to Kentucky. And then option 3 is the like what the
that.
actual ad is. So whenever I've duplicated, I've always just duplicated from the campaign status, so it duplicates all of them or the whole entire ad set and everything. But I just saw you click on duplicate from just the ad part of
So
it.
here's the campaign, here's the
Oh
ad
shit,
set,
yeah.
and then look at all these videos, right? And so, and then all you do is go click clear it out. Now the media is gone, and click add
Ah,
media, add video, and pick my new video. Or if you wanted to change the text, just change the text. But you duplicate and make the changes. And then up here, what I like to do is I always put the date in and then, video number.
God. All right, well that just made my
But
life easier.
I was gonna
just
say it
start.
sounds like he just saved you a bunch of time.
Yeah, he did. Headache more than any. My issue with these back ends is like Eric said, the screens get complicated. Then you mix up Facebook, Google. I've run some video ads on YouTube, right? And that's as simple as I've done, but I've never done pay-per-click stuff through Google. And like I look at it and I'm just ready to give up. And I'm like, I know this stuff fairly well. I mean, I'm fairly technologically advanced and like I see it and it's like dolphin squeaks to me. Like I look at it and I'm like, this is garbage. Like how the hell do
You're
they
talking about
make billions
Google?
of dollars on this? Yeah, through Google's back end.
Yeah, it is the worst. They did the worst job ever at like making it feel usable or user friendly.
Yeah,
Like it just, you almost have a reaction to it. You look at it, it's so much data in your face. It's like, ah,
yeah,
right? But
yeah.
it's not that bad if I guess if you watch the Google lesson and just follow it step by step, do it once, you're done. And you're gonna turn it on and it's either gonna work or it's not. And that's it. That's the whole game.
Jesus. That's been the biggest thing because everybody who wants to walk you through it, like I've talked to the Google reps and stuff, and they're just
Yeah.
it's all garbage. Like all you feel like you're doing is like and you want to trust we're all salespeople, right? And sometimes we're the easiest people to sell. And so you want to trust them because you think if you make money, you're going to spend more money with them, but they're not compensated like that. Um, and so I've always had a hard time trusting. That's why I've been in this business 15 years and I've never ran a damn Google pay-per-click ad.
You're smart about that because if you listen to them, you will have shit results. Like if you just follow everything in that Google Ads video, the lesson, the free one in this group, it will take you streamlined right to the right path. But there are a lot of landmines that you can step on the way if you don't watch that video and follow it. Like because when you're running Google Ads for what we're doing, it's completely different than almost every single other business out there because there are words you have to be very careful about which words we want the clicks from, right? So like find a house is completely different than sell a house. Uh, so if you let Google have any kind of reins on it, you're fucked because they're going to pull in all the wrong people. But if you choke the shit out of it, it's what it's like where you're like No, only these exact search terms. And you have to feed it now. So it's much more complicated now, right? You have to give it like 2,500 search terms or whatever. Like a lot of there's a lot that goes in to your initial setup, which using the spreadsheet in the lesson in this group, it just does it for you. And you load it in, and so it's telling Google only put my ads in front of the people that type these exact things, and anything else. No, I don't want to touch it with a 10-foot pole. Like, no. And I'm giving you no authority to think or try to pull in similar, because the second you do that, it's going to fall off the rails.
Question for you. You had mentioned, I think in the email about passing on to to realtors.
Yeah.
Which was that? Was that for Facebook or AdWords? Was it Facebook?
Um, Passing on to realtors or
Yeah.
Oh, about the
what's your-
video creation.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, like saving the cost
yeah.
on
No, so
video creation.
with AdWords, you could, as long as you have a website that converts, you would not need to be a paid member to take advantage of that. That's just my free gift for everyone in the group. Like, go through it, use it, and if you've got a website that converts, you're good. As a paid member, you get the website
Right,
done
right.
for you, and you get the content for the Facebook ads.
Okay. I just didn't know if you also had it geared toward realtors versus investors.
Oh, yeah. So in my mind, it's the same thing because if you're a realtor and you tried to do ads that say list your house or anything like that, you're gonna fall on your face because nobody wants a realtor and nobody's looking to go list their house with a realtor. And if they are, they have a friend who's a realtor and they're gonna go that route.
That's right. Yeah.
So as a realtor, the best way to survive in this market is to run ads that say, I'm going to buy your house, which brings in sellers. And then you meet with them and have a lowball cash offer that they probably aren't going to like. And you'll have an investor as a partner that can act on that. If they go that route, somebody, if anybody in your circle of influence that'll buy them and just you give them and work out a deal with them to give you a profit split or something. Most of them aren't going to do that. It's your opportunity to pivot into the fix and list offer, which I think is the best way to get listings, even if it's just carpet and paint, because now you have something that all the other realtors are not offering. Uh, and you can do the as is listing, but now you're competing with their friends, where their friends who are realtors are not going to put new carpet in their house and paint all their walls, and list it for them.
Yeah, no, that's the perfect strat. That's exactly what we're doing. I've been doing it a little clunkier because I've been an as is, right? But
Yep.
then when it doesn't work out, I'm like, well, wait a minute, this really is a better, we could put this on the market. Let me get my wife and she can give you a pre-market evaluation, blah, 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 blah. So that's why I've converted my website as well, basically leading to that. I wouldn't mind. I'd love to get your repair and list or fix and list verbiage because actually I need to add that to my site. Is that something I could get from you?
Yeah, you're gonna like this. Not only yes, but it's free and it's in the group already.
Oh,
All right, so we go to Classroom
mm-hmm,
and go to Convert 1.0. So
mm-hmm.
and go to Fix and List Deal Structure. And below this video, here are links to the Word documents for all the documents that I use. So you can click on that and download it. And then this is the spreadsheet Google File. I think it is. Oh, here we go. So this is a deal I recently did and all the documents associated with it. So you can see one that's all filled out and this spreadsheet here. Open it. Is the way we analyze the deals
Oh yeah, yeah. Mm-hmm.
with the repair estimate built in and everything.
Right. Yeah, no, there's good stuff there. Do you have, because I didn't notice, do you have any advantages that you put on your website for folks to go down that path?
You
You know,
mean,
you have your as is because it's fast, it's lower, but then you've got your retail, which is your higher price, takes longer. You got to deal with it. But then there's that fixing list that's right in the middle. I just didn't know if you already had something. I mean, I can come up with something, but you know, I just assumed
Mind if I chime in here,
yeah,
Eric,
I
on
don't
that
quite
end?
understand his question. I think I'm missing it.
So, what I have found, I think, to hopefully answer your question is that, and we've been, talking about this, debating this for a long time, like how many options you give somebody, right? And what is it, the rule of two? The most successful shoe salesman in New York would never have more than two shoes in front of a client at any time, right?
Oh,
And
uh-huh.
so it can be an option, but I think the initial goal, right? If I said, hey John, I'm going to set you up with 20 meetings, you would have an idea of how many deals you would close out of 20 meetings, right? Because you're good, you know what you're doing. And you say, hey, every 3.5 meetings, I get a deal, whatever the number is, right? Um, my goal on this is to get the meeting and then analyze the structure of it while in there. Because if everybody always says, I mean, shit, I went to a meeting last Friday and I said, what kind of work does your house need? Right? Oh, the floors could use to be redone. And I get in there and it's literally $110,000 job. Right. And you're like, and his mind says, my floors need to be redone. Right. And I'm like, oh my God, your floors, you've got, dogs going to the bathroom in the basement. Like you got structural issues. You've got like the whole kit and caboodle. But it was get a meeting. And then while doing it, I found out like between what he owes, it actually might be best for a short sale scenario. So now I'm probably not even a part of it, right? I'm probably referring that out to my short sale team. But depending on the work that's needed, is when I come up with, hey, we've either got our cash offer, but you're going to be sitting at, 320, or you've got money issues now, we can even front you 10 grand up front. Let's just do carpet and paint, right? For another 10 grand or something. And then at the end of the day, you're going to net like 355, but your payday isn't for 4 months, right? And so, because I might not even want to buy it for cash at that point. Um, so I definitely kind of structure my couple of options depending on the house once the meeting is a, being attended, right? Because if I was running a sales crew again, like my only suggestion would be get in front of them. I don't care what they say. Like you know how it goes. How many times over the years have you said a meeting they were all, edgy over the phone and oh, you're just another sales. What's your offer? Well, let me come on by, man. I don't buy houses sight unseen. And then you get there and all of a sudden you're able to soften them up and they didn't trust all these sales guys, but now they see you, they look, looking in your eyes and they know that you're a genuine person. And now you can turn them to, hey, this is where we're going to be. You might have higher offers. I get that, but when you sign, we close because we're the buyer. We're not trying to wholesale it off. We're not like you structure it, right? And so, yeah, my goal is still just the meeting. And so I might not even offer the fix and list option until I get there in
In
person
the
because I don't
house.
know what I'm walking into.
I think that's great advice. Actually, you're just kind of confirming what I was suspecting a little bit. I've run into the same thing, and I've got to be careful because I'm a detail guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like, I want you to know all these options, but to your point, that usually wipes most people out. They're like, it's too much.
Yeah.
So I do like simple. I like your shoe salesman
Yeah.
offering two options. I like that. So yeah, that's good advice. I appreciate that. That's really good.
So
So
on
what I was
my
asking for
website,
is exactly what you're saying. I probably should not even put out there,
yeah,
right?
so
I'll just
my
keep my two
website,
options.
John, quick, the website, sell your house fast, get the most cash, get started. We buy houses anywhere. There's not a word about fix and list.
Oh, I know. I've been out
Yep.
to your website looking.
Okay, got it. Perfect. Because you can't sell the fix and list until you're in
Yeah,
person.
yeah. Okay, that's a good point. Okay, good. I appreciate that feedback.
Oh,
Yeah. Many have tried. I think Orchard's tried it, but I don't know why the sales pitch is so damn hard, but like, hey, we're gonna take our money to fix fix up your house to get you the most amount of money, but yet it doesn't resonate. And I don't,
No.
you'd have to spend $100,000 on ads to probably really dial in that pitch to see what works, like, and how it works. But at the end of the day, people, what's people's option? They want the most amount of money for the least amount of effort. Period. That's what resonates.
You just simplified all my website stuff right now. So I'm
That's
sticking
it.
with it.
That's it. Keep it simple,
Awesome.
stupid, right?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. Well, something we're gonna try here. So Alex is in my team here in Denver too. I we do. I give him leads and we do business together. Dude, it's something we're gonna try here that we've never tried before that I'm pretty excited about is start to just show up and say, here's a cash offer that is a pretty much equivalent with what they'd get if they listed it after paying commissions and get them under contract, but clarify also that we need to get our construction team in. We're going to do our due diligence during this inspection period. So this is our cash offer. It's my best guess about what we can do, but don't get too excited. You know, there's corporates got to look at it kind of way. And then after we go through it and even bring a wholesaler in to look at it and get kind of let them give a shot at it while we're in under contract. But then we're also looking at what are the fixed and list numbers? What are then after we figure out what could a wholesaler do, what do our fixed and list numbers look like? Then we come back to them and say, after looking at everything close, we're gonna have to lower our cash offer to this. It's lower. I'm sorry, it's bad news. Or we have this other option that could give you even more money than we were originally talking about. And then lay out the fix and list and see if people are more open to us hearing it after they've been under contract with us for a week, right? And then we give it to them. We're gonna try that.
So that'll be a different contract and a different purchase agreement that you're putting together.
Well, it'd just be a cash offer that they sign with an inspection period. And then we'll back out of that and we'll go back to the regular fix and list documents just like we normally always use.
Right. Interesting.
Yeah, I don't know about you, John, but I know we've been losing a lot. I mean, agents are struggling, right? I mean, it's the same thing with loan officers. Like I saw the number the other day for mortgage brokers, so not loan officers, but mortgage brokers in 2022 or 2021, I forget which year, we had 450,000 in the entire US. Okay. This year, as of 2025 now, we have 55,000 that have continued to renew their license. So we've dropped whatever 85, 90% of all mortgage brokers in the country. I think agents are probably in a similar pool, but it's easier for us to keep our licenses without doing any business, right? Just go pay Metro Brokers their, whatever annual fee, whatever that stuff is. But I think a lot of agents are just saying anything to get a deal. And it's making it hard to put reality. People are testing the market for 3 to 6+ months to find out the truth. Right.
Yeah.
And it's hurting everybody. It's hurting agents. It's hurting the sellers. It's hurting us. Because we try to go in with realistic numbers and some people get it, but I'll be the first to say we don't get nearly as much business as all the wholesalers that are just saying, yeah, I'll pay 400 for it. And then you find out a month later it's closed for 310 because they just kept beating them up during the transaction, right? And so we don't want to be those guys. But at the same point, you're like, how do you compete with an agent that's just like, yeah, dude, 500,000, I'll get you that all day long. And now you sign. And 3 weeks later, it's like, well, we tried, so maybe 400 is the right price.
Right.
Shit. But
no, we've seen that in our market as well.
Yeah, totally. I think everybody is, so how do you compete with somebody when they're already in bed with somebody else because they offered them pie in the sky numbers, right? So
you start offering them pie in the sky numbers. That's how you compete with them.
And try to keep it ethical as much as possible.
That's tough. I'm with you, Alex. I struggle with that because, and I've had people come back to me later, and this wasn't for listing, this was for as is, and say,
yeah,
wish we had gone with you. And I'm like, how do I convey, up front? And I'll just tell you, I don't really have an answer. I've not come up with
No.
an answer because I like to be as real as possible. So
Yep.
And we
I
always
hear
have
what
been
they're
too.
saying though.
Yeah.
I've never
Me-
crossed that line, never once. This is gonna be the first time that we're like a little bit shady, and we're gonna try it for a little bit and see how it goes. But I don't feel great about it. It's not the way I wish we could do things. It's not the way we've ever done things. But in
Yep.
this market, it might be what you have to do.
I'll
How are
compare
you?
it to, a lot of the conversations I've had over the last 18 months is, you have good conversations, right? You got good rapport with somebody, everything's great, but at the end of the day, you know that they don't like your number. You just don't because they've talked to some other wholesaler on the phone who's like, dude, my offer is for 420, right? And it could be Orchard, it could be Zillow, it could be, any of these big guns that we all know are going to come back and renegotiate. And
Yep.
but when you're like, okay, I'm at 380, and they're like, well, this other guy's at 420. Like, okay, is that their final offer? Have they done their walkthrough? Is that an offer in front of you? Because if it is, you need to take that because
Mhm.
that's
We
40
tell them.
grand
Exactly.
higher than anybody else you're
Exactly.
going to talk to.
Yeah.
But
Mm.
I'm legit at 380, right? But then once they're under at 420 and then they rebeat them up and then they close less than where we were, they've already started to spend that money in their mind. They've already moved forward. So it's like trying to set that expectation up front of, or no, getting back to the point is over the last year and a half or so, the most, the best I've done is when I've said, I'm at 380, but you know what? I have a lot of buddies who also do flips, right? Hundreds of them I've built relationships with over the years. A lot of times they'll pay more than us because maybe they're swinging their own hammer or something. So you want 420, you're going to net 405 at the end of the day on that deal. So what if I were to throw this out to my group of investors at 405 or whatever, 420? Let's try for 420. What do you think? And if we get a bite, then great. Like, because I have had so many people say, yes, let's do it.
Interesting.
Right. Because they've trust me for whatever reason. They just don't like my number. And so now it's a total like, hey, I'm going to be honest with you. We probably got about 20% chance that this is going to get done. But we're going to know in 2 or 3 days, right? Because if I sent a deal to you, John, how long would it take for you to run the numbers on it? Like 20 minutes, 30 minutes? You'd be like, yeah, I know if it's a buy or not. So that's going to be the same thing. But let me throw it out to my best investor group, and we've got relationships with some of the biggest wholesalers in town. Let them throw it out to their list of 10,000 buyers and weed through all the tire kickers. And if they come back and they're like, we're a buyer at 390, okay, now I know, hey, my numbers were right. And then I pass that feedback along. And then it's round two is we can go on the MLS and test it, but you're going to have showings all through the weekends and stuff like that. Like, are you ready to go through that circus? And if they now, but now they've already trusted me. We've gone through, out number one. Now it's up to number two. And I've had several of those turn into good listings. That was the final solution at the end of the day and then it comes out like they have their bottom dollar number because of something else that we had no idea about. I actually, I have this house free and clear, but actually I co-signed on my daughter's house and she's in foreclosure and so I need to make X in order for this oh, there's the real information. Like that's what we're great. The only thing we can do is list your house now,
Yeah.
right? And so that's the only way you're going to get the dollar. Now the trust is there, but it's man, so many people are working so much harder for half the amount of money. And, we just kind of have to be, I guess, a part of that, but in a different way, perhaps, in a way that still feels good for us.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's
cool.
done.
Yep. Yep.
Well, unless anybody's got, if either of you got anything, I will probably call it for this
Yeah.
week.
Oh, the other question in Facebook only, you're not rerunning those on Instagram, right?
No, they go on Instagram. Facebook
Oh,
owns
they do.
Instagram. Yeah.
But on your back end, it didn't have an Instagram page selected. So I was just wondering, I didn't know if it was purely Facebook or if it was Instagram too. I know they own it and they'll put reels in to Instagram from Facebook and vice versa. Um,
Yeah.
Instagram.
Instagram account.
But if you
use Facebook
select
page.
that down, I thought you had to select.
Now you
Huh.
can connect an Instagram account, or
Yep.
what I like to do is just use my Facebook page. So
Oh, gotcha.
it's on Instagram. Here's what it looks like. But
Okay.
yeah,
Interesting. Okay. I never thought about that. So if you had a separate page, you could connect them like this, but in your case, it's just kind of a duplicate account.
yeah, I think this is less complicated and like it's
Yeah.
better. I also have an Instagram account that I don't
Yep.
have connected, and
Okay. That makes sense.
kind
Okay.
of
That's all I got.
purposely. Yeah,
Yeah.
So you
Totally.
can, without an Instagram account, you can actually run that on Instagram as well, just like you had it set up.
yeah, exactly. Yeah,
Perfect.
so yeah, they don't. You have no Instagram account, and you can run ads on Instagram, and no one will ever know the difference.
Hmm. Okay.
Yeah, and when people comment on it, you can reply back in the Facebook uh, ad manager. So it's simpler this way. You can just manage the whole thing from Facebook.
Right.
Yeah, cool.
All right. Well, if I have some questions, Eric, is it best in school to just connect to you? Is that the best
Yeah,
way?
I'm active in school. We'll pay real close attention to messages that come in there. So
Okay,
that's the best way.
great.
Cool. Well, thanks, guys. We'll hopefully see you next week.
Awesome.
Sounds good. Have a
All
good
right,
one.
buddy.
Thanks, you
We'll
too.
talk later.
Sounds
Mhm.
good.